Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ServiceNow Pilots podcast. And today we have a special episode and a special guest from ServiceNow company itself, Jakub Gromek. Hello. How are
Hey,
you
how you
today?
doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Very good.
I'm pretty excited that we can meet today. Unfortunately, not in our studio, but it's also good to have this meeting, to have this encounter online. Today, I would like to talk about the role of ServiceNow as a vendor to the company, how it may help. Apart from, of course, the purchase license and acknowledging about the ServiceNow platform itself, I would like to also differentiate the role of the vendor of the ServiceNow company from the ServiceNow partners. So before we jump into the main topic, could you please tell me and our viewers a few words about yourself and your ServiceNow history?
Sure. So, my name is Jakub, and I joined ServiceNow on the April Fools of last year. And yeah, we are growing very strong here in Poland. The office is about 20 people now. So I'm responsible for sales. I'm account executive, and we are kind of split into some sectors, you could say. I'm responsible for the telco and media sector. I have energy, gas, and oil, plus some of the pharmaceuticals companies. This is kind of main area of what I do. So I do sales, but I also have some technical backgrounds, and I can do some of my pre-sales myself as well. So if there will be any technical but not too deep technical questions, I can answer them most likely as well.
Wow, so lots of knowledge and broad expertise many customers may expect from you. And yeah, maybe the first question from my side would be, how would you differentiate the role of ServiceNow as a vendor and ServiceNow partners? Because many customers can purchase licenses via their partners, which are providing services or projects for them, but also the licenses can be purchased from the ServiceNow itself. And the first thing that I'm curious about is how to just simply give our viewers the difference between
Mm,
ServiceNow partners and the company that keep us all together.
sure. So I would say that we are part of the ecosystem, and together with our partners, we are here to pretty much serve our customers. So the differentiator is definitely that we provide the licenses. We have our own data centers where we host the platform, but we can do much more than that. We can do kind of project coordination. We have our professional services that can provide architects. We could technically do like full blown deployment, but obviously this is very resourceful, and we have to manage our resources. Hence, we have a lot of partners around the world who can help us deliver the quality, deliver the platform to our customers, and the value, because in the end, value is most important part. And I would say that in terms of the line, there is no strict line, because we really do look at the whole ecosystem as one, and going into saying, okay, ServiceNow is delivering licenses only, or services only, or both, or pretty much a mix up,
Mhm.
is really not that straight. It's not that easy to understand. I think everything is case by case with every customer, every project. We try to be as engaged as possible. We want our resources to be used. We have the knowledge, we have the understanding of the platform, and we help sometimes even the partners on their journeys to deployments of bigger projects, especially big projects, because obviously we have huge ones and we have smaller ones, and it depends. Sometimes partners are very I would say, experience to deliver, but sometimes they lack knowledge on some of the modules, maybe some of the functionalities that we have in the platform. As the platform itself is huge, we have different options, we have different flavors, and sometimes there is no one partner who can kind of know everything.
Hmm.
Hence, the ServiceNow, with its professional services, help to deliver the value to the customer.
Yeah, I believe all we can agree that several years ago, a one person could have a broad knowledge about ServiceNow platform itself, but now we have too many products and too many people around it. So you have to be very industrial related or just an expert regarding a particular topic to
Or
know.
sometimes the department even experts, because since
Hmm.
we are since you're bringing this, you're right. A few years ago we were like IT platform for IT departments. Nowadays we touch HR departments, procurement, risk, compliance,
Hmm.
and we are definitely not an IT tool anymore. And for this we also need the knowledge, because customer service, for example, we have plenty of functionalities for those departments. And obviously you need to know what you're talking about when you are discussing like customer service. It's different than just help desk on the IT. It's different than cases that HR has. And sometimes we kind of hear that from our customers saying, yeah, but it's like a ticket. Well, it is and it's not, because obviously every group has its own language, has its own processes, has its own needs. And I think this is something that we have to understand as a vendor and our partners and also our customers, that everything is a little bit different. And even though someone might say, well, ticket is a ticket, it is true until some degree, because then we have customizations, we have special needs, we have even um, like security on top of it, or
Hmm.
RODO or GDPR or whatever it is that is out there that forces us to do certain things with certain tickets. HR is especially important because we are talking about employees, their health, their statuses, their pays, etc., etc. So it cannot be just open and available to everything like IT ticket. If somebody is working with I don't know, a broken FTP or a broken share, well, that's not very sensitive information, so to speak. Obviously, everything is sensitive nowadays, but it's not that sensitive. And if we are talking about procurement, we if we are talking about HR, especially, this is a totally different story. So I think that we all need to understand that it's important to know that every department has its own needs, and we have to be flexible enough to really deliver value to those people.
Yeah, and when it comes to the deliverables and the value for the end customers, you mentioned that also ServiceNow can provide and deploy projects and certain products. So when it comes when we think of it from the end customer's perspective, um, what's the collaboration between ServiceNow vendor and ServiceNow partner looks like regarding, for example, if I'm a customer, if I'm a CEO of a huge company, how can I, in what ways I can go through my partner, and what topics are better to consider with the vendor, or just simply how the collaboration looks like from your perspective?
Yeah. So I would say that again, it's always case by case. But if we think about the ecosystem itself, I think that from the very beginning, if a customer is considering a partner to do the deployment due to, I don't know, flexibility, pricing, maybe services, maybe a long history of cooperation, it doesn't matter. But if they are considering a partner, I think that from the very beginning, both partner and the vendor should be involved in the project. Why? I mean, obviously, we have partners like yourselves where you have a lot of experience, a lot of understanding of the platform. you have many deployments and installations around Europe. And obviously, you know your stuff, right? And you can, I think, to some degree, deliver pretty much end to end all by yourself. But sometimes there are projects that involve different departments,
Hmm.
maybe different modules, maybe different approaches. Maybe the customer needs a wider expertise in terms of big scalable projects.
Hmm.
And that's where we can come in and say, okay, we have architects, we have people who worked on projects with companies that employ, let's say, 100,000 people. In Poland, there are like 1.5 companies that can really be a match for that. But if we talk about 200,000, there is no company in Poland like this. And frankly, not too many around the world. But we have people in service now that work on those projects, and it's a different approach. And some people say, well, project is a project. Not really. I mean, the scale really makes a difference, because then on the architecture level you have to take a little bit different approaches in some spaces, due to the performance, due to the maybe some capacities. Maybe there is a need for writing something using App Engine to deliver additional modules, additional functionalities. And it also depends on what the customer needs and what they want to see. From my perspective, I think that involving both partner and the vendor is really the best approach, because then whatever we discuss, it's always in the same circle, so we don't have to play this in Poland we say głuchy telefon, right? So this kind of silent phone thing,
Yeah.
that somebody will say something, somebody will understand it differently. There is a lot of space for interpretation, and we don't want that. We want to have a direct discussion. We as ServiceNow wants to be involved as soon as possible, because then we can share our best knowledge. We can share experiences from different customers, and we can help the partner to really tailor the best solution for the partner. Sometimes I know and I see that the partners coming looking from their kind of side of a business, and it's not always the best way, because if you think about different things, there are different approaches that we can take. We can do like a map to address what will be delivered in the phase one, what will be going in the phase two, phase three
Hmm.
maybe. And building those roadmaps really help customer to grow and to really get the most value for the dollar, because this is what is more important to us. A happy customer is really good and long relationship, because when they are happy, they will definitely in the end buy more of the products, because it's easier to manage everything under one platform, instead of going to a lot of different tools and kind of trying to integrate them, connect them somehow.
Hmm.
Obviously we have a lot of options to actually do it, but it's easier. And I think that the goal is to make our lives easier for us, for our employees, for our customers. And we all working in the service area, so we have to think about how to optimize things. And I think the platform can optimize a lot of things within the company.
Yeah, I can totally agree that the good collaboration between partners, vendors, and the of course the end customer gives the greatest value, and you can think of a problem of potential project from different perspectives and exchange ideas, which would be then the most beneficial for the end customer. And as you mentioned, the roadmap, I believe this is very crucial topic that should be considered alongside the project deployment itself, because once customers purchase the licenses for the tool, which of course has its own upgrades every year, two upgrades every year, and many other enhancements. There's always a willingness to explore more, and how ServiceNow, of course, with partners or sometimes by itself, how do you develop your customers to explore this topic more and more?
Okay, so as one of the KPIs that we have a service now is to do quarterly meetings with the customers, with the platform owners, and people really involved inside the company. So every customer has dedicated workshops to see what's new, because as you said, we have two major releases every year.
Yeah.
There is a lot of going on, and we are really delivering a lot of new functionalities and mm, processes itself, even because sometimes we see that our customers, by having app engine and possibility to build solutions for themselves, we as a service now sometimes see it as very beneficial, and we deliver kind of modules that would be the answer, out of the box answer, to those needs. And this is what is happening all the time. It's kind of constant development of new possibilities that we can deliver to our customers. Pretty fresh example would be procurement
Hmm.
and the whole source to pay stack. We are really going into it big right now. We have HR that is also growing very strongly, and now the development and growth module came into play, where we can really map who is the talent within the company, when they had trainings, to see the whole kind of career, how it progresses. And this is what we are doing with our customers. We are trying to pretty much build on the same processes and procedures, to have at least a quarterly meeting to show what's new, what's possible, where we are going. But also, we do a lot of webinars, we do demos of the software, we do meetups. There is really a lot going on right now, in Polish, in English. Everything is online nowadays. We also do offline meetings, but it's obviously kind of harder for people to get there. Sometimes it's really limited. Like
Hmm.
last time we had a World Forum that we were the part of, and
In London, yeah, is a
that the one was in London and one was in Frankfurt, I think.
okay.
And if you think about it, those spaces, those venues can accommodate only a certain number of people. Same for our knowledge in Vegas. It's really, even if it's 20,000 people that are going there and visiting the venue, it's still just the 20,000 people.
Hmm.
If we compare it to 8 billion people around the world, obviously it's not enough. And what we are trying to do here in Poland is to really touch the community and help them grow as well, because this customer to customer approach and exchanging the knowledge, the projects, the mistakes they did, is really something that we see as very beneficial to all the sides. And that is why we are doing all those meetups and webinars, to
Yeah,
transfer the knowledge, to show what's
yeah.
new, what's out there. And I think we will be doing this for the next year with our Better Together idea.
Yeah, that's great that you are mentioning the events all over the world, because of course every person who is connected to the ServiceNow platform world, of course, knows knowledge, which is handled in Las Vegas once every year, as I remember. Yeah, it is like the Q1 of every year, and this is a huge event with a lot of going on, a lot of new updates uh, and forecasts for the future of the platform enhancement. And but you mentioned also that you are providing the local events. Are there all over the world? What can I expect from those types of events? Of course, the exchanging ideas between customers, but is it like a strict agenda during this meeting that you are trying to follow, or what usually stands behind those small
Sure.
local events?
Yeah. Well, they're not necessarily small. It depends on the location, but I know that there are different approaches. So Germany does it slightly different. Switzerland does it slightly different. We do it our own way to kind of address the needs of the local business. So we do different kind of meetups because we do like breakfasts, we do bigger events, we do summits,
Hmm.
and it's obviously quite a lot that we could really speak about. We also do kind of collaborations with CIO.net and those kind of organizations. We sometimes go to bigger events together with our partners. Sometimes we do it directly. So you can meet us on the major IT conferences as well. And this is something that I think and I believe is really putting ourselves out there to show that we are here to help. And this is our mission to really deliver the value to our customers. And if someone is not a customer yet, I think we can really be the business partner that can help transform the organization and to digitize it in the way that nobody else can. Touching a lot of departments and being this platform of platforms is really something that is is our differentiator from the competition,
Hmm.
because obviously when we discuss different kind of sectors or departments, we do have the competition, but we have none in terms of the whole organization, and we will be this defying company to transform organizations around the world and hopefully in Poland as well. But as I mentioned, beside what we do as service now, we also have these communities, and those communities working together with us to meet online and offline.
Hmm.
And last year, or actually this year, 2023, we did very first SNUG event in Poland. That was ServiceNow Community Summit, and this
Could you please
was
explain the term snack
yeah,
for
SNUG
our
is
listeners?
ServiceNow user group,
Yeah.
and this is a community of users that can exchange the knowledge, that they can exchange the ideas, the problems, the issues. They can discuss functionalities, etc., etc. So those user groups work around the world. So
Hmm.
they are kind of under the agenda of ServiceNow. We help them build the momentum. We help them organize the events. However, as in general, it's customers or users to users, because if they choose to do an event without ServiceNow, it's fine with us. We don't
Hmm.
have to be a part of it all the time. In Poland, we are at this stage because it's very kind of early stage of the snack here in Poland. So obviously we want to push it a little bit and
Hmm.
really give the resources, because in the end it's volunteer work. So if you want to be involved, let us know, because there is plenty of things we can do, but obviously not everything can be achieved in our spare time. So if someone wants to be involved, we are more than happy to get those people and really give them something to do, because we have a lot of ideas, a lot of projects that we could run, but obviously we need more time for that. And I think that in the long term, when we kind of grow the community a little bit bigger, because at the moment LinkedIn group is like 700 people.
Yeah.
um, it's still pretty good, knowing that we started just a few months back. And I remember doing the first live, we couldn't do it on the page because we needed like 50 followers to actually stream live. And when we started talking about this community and the event and what we want to achieve, after like day or two, we already had those 50, and now it's growing to 720, I think, plus. But we don't want to stop there. What we want
Hmm.
to do is really build a community, not only for the current users, but maybe for some prospects and people who really want to know a little bit more. This is very open community, and I think I would say that, working with the competitors over the last like 10 years, I never saw a community that open, saying,
Hmm.
if you need a reference call, we are here. If you want us to perform a presentation on the conference, we are here. And really, this showing that the customers of ServiceNow are really happy with the platform, because it's reliable. It never let them down. And I was on the presentation of one of our bank customers, saying that they are using the platform for 7 years and they never had a major issue with this. And this is, um, like, when a customer speaks about it in front of your potential customers, I
Hmm.
mean, this is pure gold.
Yeah,
Because
this brings a huge value, and I
exactly.
also I also agree with your saying that that people are very engaged within the community, and I can see that people are very fascinated about the ServiceNow platform, about this technology, and they're really keen on this. So yeah, I totally agree, and I'm crossing, of course, my fingers for the community to let's say to grow up and
Hmm.
become an independent thing that might have its own events and so on in the future, like we can see in other let's say more developed within the platform countries like UK or Germany.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. And I think that, I mean, honestly, our last snag event was bigger than any snag in our region, in EMEA Central,
Hmm.
which is really, it speaks for itself. So this was really a joint effort of few people, and we really delivered an exceptional event. And I think that this is only the beginning. We also want to do, like local ones, local events, that will gather, I don't know, 5, 10 people, but
Hmm.
still locally. And this is, um, again, with the help of the partners who are all across the country, I think we can do it. We can do it in the major cities, and we can really deliver interesting topics and engaging conversations to our partners. And in the end, it will make a lot of sense to really do it locally with the smaller groups than just one summit over the year. So yeah, this is something that we want to, also do as service now, to help grow companies that
Hmm.
are kind of around Poland, but that they are not necessarily are going to come to Warsaw for a big event, right? So
Yeah.
if we talk about Poznań, Wrocław, Tri-City, maybe Lublin, maybe Kraków, and all those, major cities, I think we can really get out from here and kind of front the customers where they live. And I think with the partners we can really do it.
Yeah, of course, that will be a great value, and I'm crossing my fingers for the development of that concept. So just to sum up the ServiceNow activities that you and other people within the company are going to have. So you help customers with collaborating with their partners in terms of project roadmap planning. Of course, you're building the community. So then the flow of knowledge between the customers and users is much quicker, and the exchange of ideas is much more fluent.
Yeah.
And also you mentioned the better together, I believe, the saying, the hashtag, the
Yeah.
better together. um from my understanding, is also another part of combining people together, of exchanging ideas. But could you please elaborate more to us what stands behind that sentence, that idea that is connected with ServiceNow platform itself?
Sure. So, "Better Together" is really a slogan that speaks for itself. But it is something that we can discuss about our partners. So
Hmm.
when we are going to a customer, we really engage our customers to invite partners to the game, because we believe that it's better together than just us pushing our deployments, our PSO. Because what we want to do is really join forces with the customer, with the partner, with our own kind of teams, to get the best, most optimized way to really deliver value. And
Hmm.
again, this is our goal, to deliver value. And we believe that it's better when we do it as a team, not only as a team of ServiceNow, but also as a team of the ecosystem with our partners. And what I believe that is also behind that "Better Together" is really looking at the organization and saying exactly the same. If we work as a team, if we do it together, the results that we're going to have are going to be way better than if any department is working for themselves. So the idea for me for this next year is to start building "Better Together" workshops, where we can invite people from IT, but also from the business.
Hmm.
I know that there is a lot of value within IT that HR doesn't know about. I had a meeting with a customer when they said, "Well, we need to do the matrix on the accessibility of the which position has what access, etc., etc." I said, "Well, talk to your IT, they already have it." It's like, "No, no, they don't." It's like, "Yes, they do, because IT people are lazy people, and if they are lazy, they obviously have those scripts, automations. And if there is a new guy that coming in and we know he's a developer, I can bet my pinky finger that the IT already has a script that will add him to all the necessary groups, all the necessary servers, without going through like checkboxes saying, okay, here, add,
Yeah,
here, add."
manual
Nobody
works.
does that anymore. But HR doesn't know it. And I
Hmm.
think this is where the "Better Together" comes into play. So if HR knows that IT has those matrices, they can start working on it on the very onboarding level,
Hmm.
and using that knowledge that IT already has and combining it with the HR and their processes, will not only deliver better candidates, not only gonna shorten the onboarding,
Hmm.
because it's not going to be thinking out of the blue, but rather getting all the information from those people. So if we are looking for a candidate for IT, why not ask IT, what are your expectations in terms of onboarding and everything else?
Hmm.
But I know that sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's I would say a barrier between those departments, saying, okay, this is your kingdom, this is my kingdom, let's kind of keep it away.
Yeah.
But I think that we are living in an era where, if we won't start working as one, we are not going to perform very well, because the end, I mean, I think it's the end of um, era where we are knowledge workers that do not share the knowledge. If you are not sharing, you are not going to be a team player. If you are not a team player, you are not good for the team.
Hmm.
And I believe that this is the moment. And I think it's a pivotal point for Poland, because I don't know if it's ours or not, but I see that there is a lot of people still saying, if I know it, I'm needed. If I'm needed, they won't fire me. They won't automate my job, etc., etc. But this is, sorry for that. This is wrong way of thinking, because everyone can be exchanged, everyone
Hmm.
can be replaced, and if we think in that terms, it's better to actually show a good team spirit and sharing the knowledge, because if you are, you know, sharing and you are good, then we want to keep you in the team. If you will be the one blocking everything, not so much. You might be needed now, but then again, replacement might be waiting around the corner. And I believe that those departments has to start talking to each other. And I'm talking about procurement. I'm talking about the risk, PMOs.
Hmm.
IT used to be this kind of, you know, people in the basement that deliver tools. I believe that IT is now in the critical moment of really sitting at the table
Hmm.
and really being a business partner to the business itself.
Yes,
Because
of
without
course.
IT,
Yeah, that's
there's no
why ServiceNow as a platform stems from IT department, and then exchange and not exchange, but grew into
expand.
other,
Yeah,
yeah, expanded into other business department, as you mentioned, HR, project management, and so on, so on. So yeah, and also when you talk to the customers at the very early stage, even just before the implementation or even license purchasing, you have to acknowledge the other side that this is an organizational change when it comes to ServiceNow implementation, and the workflows, the automation behind it, the virtual agent or something like this, the AI that is coming, especially in the Vancouver release. That is going to be a huge change to an organizational change to the companies.
I believe so too. I mean, AI will be disruptive. That there is no question about it. Even though it's still not always so smart, not always so intelligent, it's gonna be very, very smart. And I can see that it's being used to really, I mean, many uh, departments, many n- needs that we might have for it, but it's not there yet, like fully. However, seeing what we are doing with the platform, the summaries, text to code, text to flow, where we can write what we want and have the flow of the process
Hmm.
being built for us, those things will change the game. Because if you are, I don't know, a process manager, your skills are really important, but what you did for the last, hundreds of hours can be done with a simple sentence.
Hmm.
So it's not the, and this is what I really truly believe as myself. I don't think that AI will replace everybody,
Hmm.
but it will shorten the span of work substantially. And then we have to figure it out if we really need to, I don't know, have 10 people on those positions, or do we only need three and the rest of them should kind of mm, maybe switch sides a little bit, maybe change the approach, maybe start being more on the automation side, or maybe, I don't know, figure it out and find something else, because obviously there is no so many people needed for the upkeep of those processes. Obviously, people will still going to be needed,
Hmm.
but there are some, um, let's say, jobs where we don't need a set of skills, because we can use the chat to really do it for us. And when I think about it, the future is still for people, but a lot of us will need to reposition ourselves, or
Hmm.
as one term that stuck in my mind is repurposing ourselves.
Oh wow,
Because
that's
yeah,
yeah.
this is something that I've been thinking about lately. And if we think about our purpose within the company and what we are in charge of, because
Hmm.
everybody is in charge of something. Some of us building the reports, others are doing the automations, others are
Hmm.
programming, etc., etc. But we all have a purpose, and if that purpose is going to be replaced by AI, the next question is, what do I want to be in charge of next? And thinking about it this way helps us to prepare for that. Because obviously, there is no stopping of AI. There is no stopping of
Yes,
the
of course.
evolvement, of the evolution that is coming.
Hmm.
And if we think about it, like 20 years ago, when internet came into every corner of the world,
Hmm.
it changed everything. It changed how we work. And I think that it's not an evolution right now. It's a revolution with the AI, because we will be able to really do same things we do now, but way faster. And if you
Yeah.
did that for 10 hours every day, you can do it now in 2 or 3,
Hmm.
and you have to figure it out. What will you do for the next 7 or
Yeah,
5 hours,
exactly.
let's say?
And I think the same, but maybe in more positive way, not to get rid of people or to
Hmm.
repurpose yourself. But as I think about it, that's once you have less manual work, or sorry, you're saying that the reporting that you are doing manually or just by yourself, you can repurpose in a way that those 7 or 6 hours that you have left will be treated as a creative work, and something like this, that you can really bring the value to the organization that you work with.
Yes, definitely. But I see this as I'm not a pessimist or anything. It's just we kind of, as people, got a bit lazy after the pandemic. There was a huge change in terms of how we work. The remote work was possible.
Hmm.
Nowadays, companies say, okay, it's time to go back to the office.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are very resentful, saying, I don't want to. I want to stay at home. I want to do at least a hybrid work. And if we think about it, 5 years ago, nobody would even like consider remote work. And now
Hmm.
we are in a position when we saying, okay, as an employee, I ain't coming back to the office. I would rather change a job to a position where the remote is possible instead of staying here. So first we need to understand that the whole market changed in terms of employees, in terms of customers, what we need, what we expect. Everything has to be instant now. And if you're talking about the repurposing, I think it's really the moment to start thinking about it, due to the fact that the change will come. Maybe
Hmm.
not, this year, next year, maybe not in 2 years, but in 5 or 10, definitely. And if you have the time now to start building your skill set, start, thinking about the future slightly more, it will give you the advantage to really, be prepared for that change. And I think it's a good change in the end, because we are not built for manual, repeatable, cyclic work.
Hmm.
I think our brains are supercomputers that are capable of doing an amazing work. But we need that space to really think about it. And nowadays we have like day-to-day tasks that um we just have to do. And there is no much space for creative thinking, for strategic thinking. And this, approaching this AI maybe will give us an idea of, or not the idea, but maybe it give us time back, saying, okay, I never had time for the strategy, to build a strategy better, maybe to optimize something. But when I start using it, I might have that time and the capacity, because it's not only the time itself, but obviously if someone is working 8 hours a day
Hmm.
and doing a lot of during that day, having meetings, chatting to people, doing reports, doing mathematical or statistics or whatever it is, the capacity of thinking creatively in the end of the day is not so high. Obviously, in the morning, yes, if you had a good night's sleep, everything was good and clear. You coming up to work, you have this capacity, but then the tasks are coming in saying, okay, do this, do that. I need a
Yeah,
favor. I need
exactly.
something. And obviously, there is never a good time to say, stop. I need next 2 hours to think. And maybe the AI will deliver it to us, and we will have the possibility to really think about what we do, how we do it, and what's the point of it. And this is what we as ServiceNow want to do as well. We want to optimize, we want to show the way that things can be do better,
Mhm.
easier, uh, and still with a high level of quality.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree that once you have more time to think about the strategy, the more value you bring to the work that you are working with. And regarding the AI, the changes, the new upgrades, the future of ServiceNow, because ServiceNow is approaching the topics that we mentioned, Jess.
Yep.
So that's great that they're going to be prepared for that change or even make the change by itself. Uh, of course, if you're able to tell us, can you give us maybe a sneak peek of the future enhancements that are coming, or maybe the direction that the service now? Of course, from 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 the things that you can say,
Yeah,
actually.
of course, but I wouldn't say that there is too much to to speak about. Obviously, I cannot disclose any roadmaps or anything, but I think that for the next 3 to 5 years, we will be focusing on delivering and optimizing the processes for every department that we work with. We're
Hmm.
definitely going to use AI more and more. We are building our assistant, and this journey didn't start this year. It started like 2017, I think, where we started with the machine learning and building those systems and really enriching them with the data, with knowledge. We are now on the kind of generative AI era,
Hmm.
and this is something that will grow. We definitely go uh, further in the business. So
Hmm.
I think that we might see more and more for HR, procurement, risk, and the whole kind of transformation idea,
Hmm.
because this is where we are going. There is so many companies that still lack systems, platforms that can deliver the value to their customers, because in the end we are all working for customers.
Hmm.
And digital transformation, even though that the slogan and the trend itself is there for I think few years now, it's still just a trend and just a buzzword, because so many companies in Poland didn't, well, maybe didn't is it's very like definitive, um, but started the digital transformation, and they are really on the very beginning with uh, with the progress.
Hmm.
In the end, there is a lot we can do and a lot we can help companies achieve, like optimization, productivity, time to market. Those percentages, those KPIs are definitely something that we can work together with the customers. We can help building the business cases, because what this is what we want to do as service now. And I think there is many people who have this idea of us being like another vendor trying to sell.
Hmm.
We are trying to find the value. We know that we are not the cheapest solution out there, but we are a leader by Gartner in
Hmm.
many quadrants for a long time, not by accident. And
Hmm.
we really understand that delivering value to our customers is absolutely the crucial part of our business, because a happy customer is a customer who's going to stay with us. We work on a subscription model, and obviously, if you choose our platform and decide to stay for years, that means that we are doing it all right. And at the moment, we have like 99 point, I think, 8 renewal percentage, which means that really a vast majority of our customers who decided to go into our platform is staying with us and
Mhm.
going further and further and really growing and expanding, because sometimes the customers need only IT ticketing for like ITSM or service management in general.
Yeah.
But then we are discussing operational management. We're discussing asset management. We can go further to start working on facility management, maybe HR, maybe different approaches. And in the end, the customers who start with us small, they grow,
Hmm.
and we are growing with them. And this is what I think is really about choosing the right business partner who can help you grow. And this is what we do. And I believe that in Poland there is still a lot work we can do together with our partners, because we do not see it as a solo game. And myself, honestly, as a sales representative, I really do see a great value for our partners to be more flexible, to
Hmm.
be knowledgeable, to have the um, customer interest in front of them as well. So, as I said in the beginning, we are the ecosystem, one ecosystem for our customers, and this would be this is the future. This is the future for us and our partners. We do not uh, grow on ourselves. We grow with our partners and the whole ecosystem around the platform of platforms. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you really for that, for sharing with me and our listeners your experience and your knowledge, especially as a from the perspective of ServiceNow as a vendor, as a company that have built this platform. Just before we say goodbye to our listeners out there, I would like to ask you one last question. This is the question that I'm asking all of my guests because each and every one of you has different experience. You work with different people, different customers, and each time I get different answer. So, what do you like the most about ServiceNow platform itself?
Hmm. Honestly, I think in terms of like technical side, it's really state of the art, and having one interface to rule it all, like the
Hmm.
whole organization, is something that is like for me when I joined and I started doing those onboarding materials. I was like, I've been touching a lot of competition, and I never came across any platform that would be close in terms of the elegance, the performance, the ease of use. And some people might say, okay, I don't like how it looks and etc. etc. But these are the things that can be customized. But in the end, I never saw one platform that can do so much.
Hmm.
And from my perspective, this is absolutely the best idea. And from the kind of sales approach, I love the modularity. So you can start with your ITSM or with
Hmm.
your HR and then grow. And
Hmm.
then if you need something, you can really pay as you grow. And you don't have to buy like the whole stack. The whole stack is already there. So we can just enable those modules saying, okay, you need that. Let's focus on this one. But then when you are jumping as a customer with one module, you can be sure that the platform is ready for you to grow as well.
Hmm.
And it's just a question of adding those licenses and enabling those modules, but everything is there. And I think there is no competitor like us having this wide expertise and having everything on one platform, because usually they just buy more companies, more and more, and
Hmm.
it becomes a patchwork. For us, every acquisition that we acquisition that we do, is rewriting it for the platform. So we take that technology and we put it into the platform instead of trying to kind of paste it somewhere. We have to
Mhm.
rewrite it. It have to be elegant and it has to have this one interface. And I would say that from technical point of view, having one platform, one kind of database underneath, and one data model is extremely elegant. And from the sales and business side, modularity and having this possibility to really grow with the platform instead of just spending a lot at one go.
Wow, that's yeah, great answer. I mean, there's no bad answer to that
Yeah.
question. I just like to know your perspective on that matter. And yeah, thank you very much for the meeting, for the encounter that we are having today. Thank you for sharing your experience. I hope you will join us in another episode and sharing more of your ideas and expertise related to ServiceNow platform.
And
And
hopefully next time in your studio.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, I'll be more than grateful to have you here in Poznań. And thank you to our listeners and to our viewers out there for being with us, for listening to this episode. And if you have any questions, any other questions related to the ServiceNow platform, to the ServiceNow company itself, just leave a comment below or reach out to us via LinkedIn or on any other social media that we have. And see you in the next episode.
Thanks a million and see you soon.